3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. This is episode number 5 with the Unbreakable Spirit.
When the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
Yeah, if you like this podcast, follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever we're available. And let's run through the topics.
Yes. Topic number 1.
Thoughts on the new WWE Championships.
Designs. Number 2.
How AEW will handle the titles after AEW Collision premieres.
Number 3.
Fans essentially hijacking a segment on Monday Night Raw. But that's topic 3. Let's hop into topic number 1. My nemesis. I'll let you take over.
Alright. My thoughts on the new titles. Let's first talk about the Undisputed Women's Championship. Well, first let's talk about the new Undisputed Championship. It looked nice, but then when you look at the other two fucking titles, it looks goddamn lazy.
Yeah, and I feel like it's sort of the same for the Women's World Championship.
Yeah, because to tell you guys what I honestly think, if there was a new, when I saw that podium during the Dallas Day celebration of Roman Reigns, and when I saw that podium, I could tell that there was going to be a new title.
I could see it too.
But I was personally, but it's just we all should have expected some lazy fucking ass shit, because take a look about what happened when when the Universal Championship went from red to blue. We should have known this shit was gonna happen. We should have known that this crap was gonna be lazy.
Yeah, and the Undisputed Women's Championship.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that yet. We're just talking about.
We're just talking about the titles in general, dude.
Oh, right. But yeah, Undisputed Championship. It looked cool with the gold, but I thought, and then it's interesting, but it begs the damn question: what is Paul? Is Roman gonna? Is Paul still gonna carry 2 titles?
I mean, Paul only has to carry 1 now, so.
I mean, yeah. But my thoughts on the Undisputed Women's Championship compared to the Undisputed World Universal Championship, lazy as fuck.
It's literally just the same thing with a white strap.
And also, you can't just give it the Undisputed. Okay, first of all, we do need to talk about this, because we complained a while ago how the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship were on the wrong brand. Well, I guess that shit's fixed.
Yeah, fixed by being repackaged, and one of them even redesigned. Now, I just want to say, for the title that was redesigned, I told it when we were on the phone when the Undisputed Women's Championship was announced. I said that on Raw, Rhea Ripley would get a Women's World Championship, and it was gonna just be the World Heavyweight Championship with a white strap. And I was right.
Look, yeah, but when I heard that that because and I don't, cause this is something that I think needs to be said. If you're gonna call something undisputed, you would think that they would call it like the Undisputed Women's Championship if they were to unify the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship.
I'm gonna stop you right there. We're not talking about that this week.
What?
You know what I mean.
Right. But but it's just um the the Undisputed Women's Championship looks alright. But Matthew is completely 100% right about.
Honestly, the only reason I think it's called the Undisputed Women's Championship is because the men's championship is the Undisputed Universal Championship.
But I'm not gonna respond. Uh, I'll save my thoughts for a bit, but I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking right now. But I. And now, as for the for the women's world championship, hey man, it looks fucking lazy as hell. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I get you want to, redesign. I get you want to, have a similar designs for the championship so it'd be easier. But it's just you can't think if you're gonna do new championships, do new designs. Don't do the same old lazy shit.
Well, it's probably saving them money in some sense when you think about it.
Yeah, but
But that
not the
doesn't mean
only.
it's good. I just want to
Yeah,
clarify. I don't think it's good. Like saving money, yeah, that's good. But
do we a
I
lazy
believe
way?
I said
No.
yesterday, if it ain't broke, overuse it until it's broken.
I mean, like think about this. Ever since, like, let's talk about this for a quick second. Is they got this world title to be a thing when once Brock Lesnar absolutely annihilated John Cena all the way back in 2014. Then they
Yeah,
created the then they created the Universal Championship, which was just a red version of the WWE Championship. Then they did the
yeah.
same thing for the Raw and SmackDown, and then for the Raw and SmackDown women's. Like, come on, guys!
Well,
If
Raw and
you're gonna,
SmackDown women's have always had white straps.
yeah, but
I
like
find it funny how on the but we're completely fine with the Blue Universal.
yeah, it's kind of weird. But my final thoughts on this is I think that it's great. I'm glad that we have new titles. Instead of the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. To be honest, so we can put that finally to bed. But however, the title names and redesigns I think are fucking stupid.
Yeah, we'll be back with the second top.
All right, I shall clap you in.
All right. And we are back with topic number 2. The how AEW will handle the championships after the premiere of Collision, which is coming up later this month. I read some of the article and didn't really see how they are going to handle it because there's not apparently going to be a brand split.
Well,
So AEW's just gonna keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works out great.
yeah.
You literally have a title called the TNT Championship, and you have another one called the TBS Championship.
But then
Make
you don't.
those exclusive to those specific TV channels.
But yeah, you don't. Yeah, that is true. You don't need to do that shit. But my honest thoughts on that is, if you're gonna have a new show called Collide, and then it's gonna be for people that that don't really get along with other people, a spot for them to use. Have another world title.
Yeah,
And I know that AEW has way, 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 way too many championships, but they honestly might need it.
yeah, they
Because
definitely need it.
but it's just like, cause look, if you have so many champions, if you have like your own separate, like if this is gonna be like its own separate thing, but still not do a brand split, to be honest, you're gonna you're gonna need to make champions. You're gonna make it feel like a brand split, even though it's not a brand split.
Yeah,
Because you're going to need a championship. Hell, I don't give a shit if it's the TNT championship, but you're gonna need a championship that makes it feel that everybody can go after for the men.
yeah, and that's supposed to be the AEW. Well, for the men, it's supposed to be the AEW World Championship. For the women's, it's supposed to be the TBS Championship or the AEW Women's.
I meant now that Jay Cargill has finally been dethroned, it's possible.
Yeah,
But what are your thoughts on this shit?
Tony Khan clearly doesn't know how to run a wrestling promotion
Or why do you say that?
because his roster is overfilled. He has
Yep,
way too many championships,
yep.
and
Hmm.
he's just letting anyone go anywhere. The only brand split that he has is the fact that he owns another wrestling promotion,
That oh yeah, right.
Ring of
He owns
Honor.
right. That also sometimes has matches on AEW to be like, all right, on AEW because he can do that.
Yeah, and keep in mind he canceled Ring of Honor's television deal.
No, not anymore. They
Oh,
just
so it's
removed.
back on TV.
Well, okay, no, not TV. It's more of just on their streaming service though. Honor
Whatever.
Club. But yeah, my honest take is I completely agree with you that AEW, that Tony Khan, it doesn't really seem knows how to run a championship promotion. I know that this is coming from two guys that have zero fucks how to run a wrestling promotion, but it's just from one promotion that's been around for like nearly like 40, 50 years to another. I mean, it doesn't seem fair to compare it to WWE, to be honest. It doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, that's fair. And AEW is a lot more indie fed than WWE is.
I mean, true, because, I mean, hell, this is going to be a take here, but it's just, well, Impact Wrestling is its own sort of company. That company's also been around for 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, I think they actually just celebrated like their either like their 20-year or something.
Yeah, alright, but anyway, the point that I'm making is like, the reason why I say that the reason why, in my opinion, why AEW doesn't really seem to know what to do is because you got so many talent, whether they're ex WWE guys, whether they're wrestlers from another promotion, and hell, sometimes you bring in people from other promotions, and you don't even let the people who don't even watch a promotion know who the. You kind of give us an idea of who the fuck it is, kind of.
Yeah.
But my honest take is, don't get me wrong, I I mean, I hope that Collide is worth watching. But my honest thought is that Collide might just be another
For the
might
record,
just be
people, he means collision.
like collision be just a Dynamite 2.0.
I feel like Rampage is also a Dynamite 2.0.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So, Tony Khan, maybe bring some variety to your fucking TV program.
yeah.
We'll be back with the final topic.
And we are back with the third and final topic. WWE fans hijack a serious promo segment between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, you got the timer going, right?
Yeah, I've had him going for each segment actually.
Oh wow, yeah. All right.
I'm actually doing my job correctly.
Yeah, wow. But it's just anyway. Don't get me wrong. I don't like. It's okay sometimes when fans hijack a segment, but it's just like, imagine for a second somebody was trying to cut like a serious promo, like somebody was trying to announce their retirement or something. It would just kind of ruin the moment.
Yeah, it would.
But
Like my brother, who I'm not gonna name on this podcast because meh, he said that the what can't ruin promos in WWE. I feel like Seth's like if you think back to Monday, the fans were singing so loudly you could barely hear the wrestlers. And the wrestlers had microphones in their hands.
yeah, that is true. But it's just because Seth and Finn, because Seth was trying to say something, but it's just because I know, because as wrestlers, you're supposed to let the crowd do their thing, but it's just like trying to cut a promo. Because, like, when fans cut the whole promo, they fucked up like half of Raw because, like, apparently, because, what was it? Chad Gable's match got cut short because of that.
Did the segment run long?
Yeah.
Of course it did. And like the fans weren't helping that. If Finn had been able to start when he wanted to, it would have been the length it was supposed to.
What is your like? How do you feel about how the WWE universe? Because don't get me wrong, I have seen Seth Rollins as this new visionary character, and don't get me wrong, it is very catchy to do. But I can understand from a wrestler's perspective how annoying that would be.
Yeah, and unless you're Baron Corbin, where you just let the heat simmer.
I meant, yeah. But what is your thoughts about what happened on Raw?
Um, yeah, I remember us talking about it, and like it was crazy.
I honestly find it kind of. I know you said something about like Christian Miracle about be like, just say it already. Be like, how can I? These motherfuckers are interrupting me.
Yeah. Because Finn Balor said it, I'm gonna say it, and I'm like, I flash back to sometimes when we talk on the phone, and you're like that, and I'm just thinking, just say it then.
Fair enough. But it's like, guys, if you got something to say, and I get it, you're trying to let the crowd do their thing. But it's just like,
To quote Alex
hey,
Robbie's theme song, if you got something to tell me, come out of the shadows and say it to my face.
yeah. And it's just, here's the thing. It kind of, like, and it kind of killed a lot of things for me as, you know, probably a lot of things for Finn as a character because it's like, dude, this guy is trying to be a heel and he can't really be a dick of a heel if you guys are just hijacking the serious shit he has to say. Because just imagine for a second, you're in that ring and you're trying to say something. Like you're trying to cut a very serious promo about something very serious, whether it could be you're forced to be injured, you're injured and you're forced to vacate a championship. It could be I need to announce my retirement. Something majorly serious, and these fans start hijacking it. You would legit kind of be pissed off.
Yeah.
I would be too. If I was in the middle of a wrestling ring trying to cut a promo and these fans kept interrupting me and were dragging the segment that was planned to go a certain amount of time overboard, that just kind of ruins the flow of the show. Because
And
I
keep in
get
mind,
nobody.
this is one of the things that Vince changed on Raw, apparently.
Yeah, because I get it. You got to adjust on the fly. Because.
Yeah. But I say one of the things, a JD McDonough match was also cut.
Yeah. But it's just if you guys are gonna let a wrestler, if you're trying to cut a promo, let a guy cut a promo. Like, and to be honest, the one chant does kind of hurt, but it's just at least wrestlers know with the one chant to how to ignore that by
Yeah.
now.
You're used to it by now.
Yeah, the whole Seth thing, and this might be a weird take, but honestly, Seth might not. Seth, I hope. Seth might need to read this. Might need to. And don't get me wrong, he's very over, but he eventually might need a redo as a different character now.
Yeah. Let's just hope he doesn't lose to Braun Strowman. Or not Braun Strowman, fuck, Braun Breaker.
I mean, and I'm gonna say this before we end this: if Braun Breaker wins, and because WWE has said that they want to call Braun Breaker up. If you want to call Braun Breaker up, if you want to call Braun Breaker up and make him a massive star, you have the opportunity to pull a kind of heist of the century, no pun intended, on Seth Rollins.
Well, I wouldn't call it a heist of a century because that happened with the Money in the Bank.
Alright, it'd be the upset of the century, I guess.
Yeah, upset of the century.
Alright, we'll
Anyways,
be back.
We're out of time. Roll the.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
And the Executioner.
Edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis121, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.